kid at the supermarket pointed at me and told his mom that I was the person from his nightmares. I was holding a jar of pasta sauce when I overheard them. A little boy, about 6 years old, peeked at me from aisle 7. "Mommy, that's the person from my nightmares." I turned around. The little boy was staring at me with wide eyes, wide enough that I could see the whites all around his pupils. He pointed his finger directly at my chest, his whole body trembling. His mother quickly grabbed his hand and pulled it down. "We don't point at people," she apologized, but the boy wasn't listening. He took 3 steps back toward their cart without ever breaking eye contact with me. "It's that person, the one I see when I close my eyes." The mother's expression shifted from embarrassed to concerned in half a second. She kneeled next to him. "Sweetheart, you've never seen this person before. You're confused." "Yes, I have seen him," Noah insisted, his voice growing higher and sharper. "Every night he stands at the foot of my bed and watches me sleep." My blood ran cold. The mother looked up at me with an apologetic smile that didn't reach her eyes. "I'm so sorry. He's been having night terrors. His therapist says it's normal at his age." I should have felt relieved and walked away. That would have been the normal thing to do. But something about the way Noah looked at me, that absolute certainty on his face, froze me in place. "What do I look like?" I asked him. "In your nightmares." His mother quickly stood up. "We really don't need to encourage this." But Noah was already talking. The words spilled out of him as if he had been waiting months to tell someone. "You're wearing the blue jacket, the one with a rip on the sleeve, and you have that scar on your neck. You never smile. You just stand there looking at me until I wake up." I looked down at my jacket, blue canvas, with a tear on the left sleeve from getting caught on a fence last month. My hand reflexively went to my neck, where my fingers found the jagged scar I've had since childhood. The mother watched me touch my neck, and her expression changed completely. The embarrassed, polite act was gone, replaced by pure terror. "How long have you been having these dreams?" I asked. She hesitated, then answered, 3 months, since we moved here." "Moved from where?" "It doesn't matter, just tell me." "Portland," I interrupted. "We moved 3 months ago, now if you'll excuse us." "Which street?" I cut her off. She tried to pull Noah away, but I pulled out my phone and showed her my address on the screen. "Is this your street?" She turned pale. "How do you know that?" "Because I live there too." "What number?" 2401, she stammered. "I'm 2403, I said. "We're next door neighbors." We stood there frozen in the middle of the supermarket aisle. I saw her doing the exact same mental math I was doing. "Your son has been dreaming about me for 3 months, I said softly. "Ever since you moved into the house next door." Noah nodded so hard his whole body moved. "You're always in my room, you never leave." The mother's voice grew tense. "Noah's room faces the street, 2nd floor, corner room." My stomach dropped. That was directly facing my bedroom window. She grabbed her son's shoulders, standing in front of him. Our houses are about 30 feet apart. My bedroom window aligns perfectly with his 2nd floor window. I pulled out my phone and found a photo I had taken from my room the previous week at sunset. In the background, the neighbor's house was clearly visible, specifically the corner window on the 2nd floor. She looked at the photo, then at me, and then at her son. I watched her face shift from denial to confusion, and then to pure horror as realization struck. "You were sleepwalking," she whispered. The word hit me like a bucket of ice water. I've been a sleepwalker since I was a child. Intense, vivid episodes that my ex-girlfriend used to say were terrifying to watch. I've woken up in the kitchen, in my car, and once even in the backyard in the middle of winter. But now I lived alone. There was no one to tell me where I went. I installed blackout curtains last month, but before that, I never closed the blinds. The mother's hands were trembling now. "So for 3 months, you've been standing at your window at night, sleepwalking, staring at nothing." Noah's quiet voice piped up. "You were always so still, like a statue. I thought you were a ghost." I looked down at the little boy who had been watching me every single night. Me, standing motionless at my window in a sleepwalking trance, believing I was a nightmare come to life. "I am so sorry," I said. The mother stood there, still processing it all. "You didn't know you were doing it." "Never, that's the problem." I handed her my business card right there in the aisle and went straight to Lowe's. I bought the thickest blackout curtains they had and installed them before the sun went down. I also started sleeping with a motion sensor camera pointed at my bedroom door. I haven't sleepwalked since then. Last week, Noah's mom sent me a text saying he finally slept through the entire night without waking up screaming. The nightmare was never supernatural. It was just me, trapped in my own head, terrifying a child without even knowing I was awake. Also, don't forget to subscribe.